Okay. I'm going to try this again. Hopefully, this is going to work this time. But I don't know. I really don't know. So, we're going to see. Um, anyway, welcome to Magic for Success. This is going forward going to be kind of a new format for me. I'm just going to, I got no expectations. I'm just going to make it a habit of trying to go on here every day and just talk about things that I am personally working on, things that I believe, things that I think other people might be interested in hearing about that have to do with um, personal development and success through the use of lesser known psychological techniques that collectively can be known as magic. Now, not everyone agrees that magic is a collection of psychological techniques. Some people believe that they're spiritual in nature. Other people believe that they are, um, well, of a different nature. Let's put it that way. Um, some people believe that magic is actually about the manipulation of unseen energies, unseen forces, spirits, gods, demons, ghosts, that sort of thing. Everything, first of all, let me take this from the top. First of all, magic works. It has worked for thousands of years. That is why it is still practiced. Human beings do not practice something that does not give us something back. Magic works. Now, how it works, why it works, and what's the best way to apply it, those are completely different questions. And in some respects, some of those questions don't even matter. And like for instance, how it works and why it works, I don't think anybody knows. I've got some good theories, and I will mention them on this broadcast as well as in the future. Um, but I think it's enough just to say that it doesn't need paranormal explanations or metaphysical explanations to explain why magic is effective and how magic is effective. If we base it on things such as established psychological theories of the way the human mind works and other techniques that are practiced in psychology and psychotherapy, such as hypnosis and active imagination, Jungian active imagination. Uh, Many of the techniques in both hypnosis as well as Jungian active imagination are very similar to techniques that are practiced in magic. So it would seem to me if similar techniques are used to achieve similar results, then it would seem to me that they stem from the same root source. And if they stem from the same root source, then pretty much they're indistinguishable. If they give you the same results and they are similar in how they achieve that result, then chances are they're getting that result by the same method. So if hypnosis and psychological techniques like creative visualization, active imaging, and active imagination, if these things can actually cause changes in your life, right, and they are not seen as being spiritual or metaphysical in nature, then perhaps there is something to that. And don't get me wrong, I have nothing against the idea of spirituality. I'm not strictly an atheist, I'm more of an agnostic. So I'm completely open to the idea of ghosts and spirits and things like that. But I also realize that there are those people who are not. And there are those people that either think that that is ridiculous notion, or that the idea frankly scares them. And I'll assure you that if you do not want to work with spirits or elementals or demons or anything else that is spiritual in nature, you don't have to. Magic can be used very effectively without any such trappings. And that is what this show is for. It is called Magic for Success because I believe that fundamentally magic is a personal development system. And of course it was developed by people who are religious, because religion seeks to be a method of you developing yourself personally, developing your soul, becoming more more worthy of heaven, becoming more like Jesus if you're a Christian. And most magic that we read about today and that's practiced today is based on Renaissance magic, which is Christian, Judeo-Christian in nature. It kind of bleeds the line. But there's a lot of other pagan and other occult traditions that are mixed in with that whole tradition that makes it so you can't say that people who practice magic are strictly practicing a Christian belief system, because it's not solely. Almost all cultures, it's probably safe to say that all cultures at one time or another have believed in magic or continue to. So, that's just as by way of a disclaimer that I'm not claiming any sort of spiritual power. I'm not claiming any sort of spiritual techniques or any sort of spiritual connection. This is simply effective techniques that seem to work through the manipulation of mental imagery and your emotions and how you experience your emotions internally. That is magic. And make no mistake, here's how it works. It's very simple. You want to know what actually makes for miraculous people? The people that achieve more than anybody else. The people that achieve more than anybody else in this world, they're not smarter than you. I mean, some of them are, but that's not the defining factor of those that achieve that achieve magical results in their life. They're able to just get whatever it is that they seek out to achieve, and they have just magical levels of success. What do they have that you don't? Do they have intelligence? Well, some of them do, but that's not the defining feature, right? Talent? Yes, some of them have a lot of talent. That's not the defining feature, right? So it's not intelligence and it's not talent. You might go, well, influence, they know a lot of people. Yeah, some do, but that's not the defining feature. The real defining feature of the truly successful people in this world are the people that are, for all intents and purposes, fearless. I'll say that again. The most successful people in the world are the people who are fearless. Now, they may experience fear. They may experience a lot of it. They just don't show it. And they sure as hell don't let it stop them from doing what they want to do or doing what they need to do. And nearly everyone else does. It's true. If you knew how simple it was to make money, and it is, it's very simple to become very wealthy. It's just not easy. People think it's hard to make money. It's not hard. It's simple. It's not complicated. It's simple. But yeah, actually, it is hard. It's not complicated though. It's simple, but it is hard. Not because of the level of complexity, not because you need to be really, really smart in order to make a lot of money. You don't. In fact, sometimes that gets in the way. What you really need is, and I love it that the Jewish people have a great word for it. It's comes from Yiddish. It's chutzpah. Chutzpah. You have to have chutzpah. That is what defines a person, right? Why is Donald Trump a billionaire and most other real estate developers and real estate investors aren't? Is because Donald Trump has chutzpah, right? That's what sets him apart. He's got that certain something. He literally doesn't give a shit what happens. He will just go for what he wants. He doesn't care about outcome. I mean, of course he cares about outcome, but what I'm saying is he doesn't let fear of a negative outcome change the way that he approaches it. He approaches everything exactly the same. He approaches every situation exactly the same without fear. He assumes he's going to get what he wants. He approaches without fear, and he just asks for what he wants. Does he always get what he wants? No. But that's what negotiation skills are for. And even with the negotiation skills that he has, that he's developed over the years, does he still always get everything he wants? No. But he gets a lot. And the fact that he gets a lot just goes to show how effective he is. And, that's really saying something. People think that's luck, or that it's the money, or it's something else. It's his attitude. It's his personal charm. It's his personal charisma, magnetism, whatever you want to call it. It's him, right? He is Donald Trump because he's Donald Trump. He's got that chutzpah. He's got that certain essence that makes him fearless in the face of obstacles, fearless in the face of what other people would stop them. He doesn't stop. Like, look, in the sales industry, face-to-face sales, like door-to-door type, but face-to-face, not on the phone, most people industry-wide have, let's say, around a 20% closing rate. So you'll close at about 1 out of 5 people, okay? So if you knew, I'm not saying selling somebody something, if you knew that if you walked up to enough people and asked for $1, they'd give it to you, and you could actually make like $100 that way. And if I told you all you have to do is go out and ask like 500 people for $1, and statistically speaking, you don't have to do anything special. Just say, "Excuse me, but I was wondering, could I have $1? I really need one, and I know whatever excuse I have. I really need one for gas, or I really need one to buy a coffee, or I really need one because whatever." And then you just do that over and over and over and over again. If you approach like around 500 people, you'll make it around $100. Maybe you'll make a little bit more, maybe you'll make a little bit less, but you'll make around $100 if you don't screw anything up. And imagine doing that every day. That's $100 a day. That's $500 a week, $700 a week if you work weekends. That's a couple grand a month. That's not chump change, right? You're not going to get wealthy doing that, but what is it? It's easy, right? It's easy. It's simple. It's simple. It's not easy, right? It's not easy. If it was easy, everyone would do it. Even panhandlers don't do that. Even panhandlers would rather not be rejected. They'd rather just sit on a corner with a sign saying, "Hey, I need help. Could you give me some money?" They don't even talk to you a lot of times. They'll just like stare at you and like try to look you in the eye to see if you'll give them eye contact. But if you're walking up to people, say, "Excuse me, I was wondering, do you have $1?" Now, there are people that do that. There are homeless people that panhandle like that. But generally speaking, they're not very good at it. They're just like, "Excuse me, you got $1?" I mean, it's kind of off-putting. But, I mean, obviously I'm not telling you to be a panhandler. But basically what I'm trying to tell you is that your circumstances in life are really not what makes you successful. It's really what you bring to the table in terms of your attitude and your desire and how you look at things in life and the way you approach, um, the way you approach developing yourself, the way you approach self-improvement, the way you approach um, anything really. It it has a big impact um, on your overall personal success because, and this is important, life really is magical. And when I say that, I simply mean that all you have to do is start behaving in a different way, and your life changes, right? Like let's say that you got a sales job, right? Let's say you've never had a sales job before, and you decide to get a sales job. I've had a sales job. They're hard, but sales jobs can really make you a lot of money very quickly. So let's say you decide to do this, but it's door to door. You're walking into businesses trying to get a hold of a business owner. Maybe you're trying to get them to switch credit card processing. Maybe you're trying to sell them merchant services. Not an easy sell. But you walk in, and what are you doing? You're just having a conversation. Just asking a few questions, maybe making a few observations. And then they either buy or they don't buy. Either way, a few minutes later you leave, and maybe you come back another time and try again. But many people say yes to that. Many people say, "Yo, no, I actually need to look into getting a new credit card processing service. Yeah, tell me about it." And some people will actually want you there, and that's how you're able to make sales. Sales is easy. Money is easy. It really is. It just requires that you find a system that works for you, and then work that system. And you can't be timid. That's part of the thing, is that it's easy to be successful as long as you're not too timid. If you are willing to go, like, you know what you see, if you ever go online, you'll see a lot of is people trying to recruit door-to-door salespeople for solar, right? And a lot of people say these are scams. They're not scams. Well, I'm sure some of them are, but the ones that I'm familiar with aren't. What they're doing is they actually, when you go out and you sign somebody up to have somebody come out and give them an estimate and everything, and then they end up getting a solar system, the original salesman not only gets a piece of that upfront sales, but they are paying the company. A lot of these companies are really, what they really are is they're not really, I mean, they really are installing solar panels, but the intention is not that you're ever going to pay off those solar panels. And it's really just a decentralized power company. They come out, they install your solar cells for what amounts to a down payment, and then they stretch your payments over a period of years, and that payment is comparable to what PG&E is. PG&E is maybe a little bit cheaper, and but you do have the upside of it being completely free of control manipulation by governments, right? So that's a good thing. I like that. Anyway, I'm going to sum up and say that the future of this, call it a podcast maybe, future of this podcast, is I'm basically going to come on here and just talk about different techniques and different ideas. Like, if you want to be successful and you want to practice magic and you want to make a lot of money, my suggestion to you is get a sales job and then learn sigil magic. And in fact, I'm going to be putting up maybe tomorrow a tutorial on sigil magic. God, that is really hard to say sometimes. Sometimes you just want to say sigil magic, sigil magic for success. So whenever you have something that has a definite pathway to success, and you use magic as a way of improving the odds, greasing the gears, so to speak, it leads to success generally much faster and much greater than you ever thought possible. So, um, now you might say, well, Michael, I don't like sales. And you know what? Nobody really likes sales. Even top salesmen don't even really like sales. And I think it's the reason why is because it kind of feels weird that you're acting like somebody's friend, but then you're also expecting them to pay you money. But I look at it this way. I'm actually I actually am making friends with people. Whenever I go out, and I do have a sales career on the side that I practice along that I have along with the practicing of magic, and I find that when I apply these techniques to my sales career, I end up making a lot more money and things go smoother for me. And you know, what's really great is that when you can find something that allows you freedom, right? Like if you are an independent salesman where you're getting paid like directly 1099, you're getting paid as a contractor, it is very liberating because then you are really your own person. You're your own boss. You can go where you want, do what you want, when you want, how you want. And yeah, it's like it's very addictive not being beholden to anybody. So um, yeah, so there's that. Anyway, I'm kind of rambling. I don't know if it shows, but I'm working off of about 3 hours sleep, and I don't even know if I got the audio working on this. So no, this may not even see the light of day. But until next time, uh, insert witty catchphrase here. Yeah, you guys have a good day, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.